Imagine you are kneeling on a sheet of flawless, mirror-like ice, staring down into an infinite, hazy abyss. Above you, taking up half the sky, the colossal, swirling, bruised eye of Jupiter stares down like an angry god. The silence is absolute. It is the most profound, heavy stillness you have ever experienced, broken only by the frantic, shallow rhythm of your own breathing echoing inside your spacesuit. You place your gloved hand against the frozen ground, trying to steady yourself. But then you feel it. A deep, rhythmic vibration traveling up through your bones. A low, mechanical groan vibrates through the soles of your boots. You look down between your feet. A massive, jagged fracture suddenly shoots through the ice, branching out like a spiderweb into the infinite distance. The ground beneath you heaves, and as you stare into the widening, pitch-black chasm opening below, you realize with absolute, sickening certainty, you are not standing on a planet. You are standing on a lid, and whatever is underneath is trying to get out. From the glossy pages of astronomy magazines and the optimistic screens of science fiction, this world was sold to you as a beacon of hope. Europa is a mesmerizing pearl suspended in the deep dark, etched with beautiful, intricate reddish-brown veins that look like the delicate brushstrokes of a cosmic artist. It is a world of pure ice, reflecting the distant light of the sun in a dazzling display of serenity. For decades, scientists have looked at this glowing sphere and dared to dream. It is the holy grail of our solar system, the one place where we believe the ingredients for life, the elusive spark of biology, might be waiting for us in the dark. You might even feel a profound sense of awe as you stand there, bathed in the pale light, thinking you have finally set foot on an alien sanctuary. A quiet, frozen garden waiting to be explored. But something is wrong. As you stand on that pristine surface, the illusion of a quiet winter wonderland violently shatters. The serene silence is a lie. You have not landed on a sanctuary. You have walked onto a planetary minefield that is actively trying to erase you from existence. Those beautiful reddish-brown veins you saw from space are not painted brushstrokes. They are massive, catastrophic scars. They are the bloody fault lines of a world that is constantly tearing its own skin apart and stitching it back together. You are looking at an environment so violently unstable, so deeply hostile, that the very laws of physics are weaponized against your fragile biology. But here's the problem. The shifting ice beneath your feet isn't even what will kill you first. You are standing directly in the crosshairs of the most lethal invisible storm in the solar system. Jupiter is not just a gas giant. It is a monster that commands a magnetic field so incomprehensibly massive it acts as a cosmic particle accelerator. Europa is locked in a tight, suffocating orbit right inside this magnetic death zone. Unseen to the naked eye, a torrential downpour of highly charged electrons, protons, and ions is constantly slamming into the surface of the moon at nearly the speed of light. You are standing in the equivalent of an active nuclear reactor core without a shield. This is not a slow, creeping radiation sickness that takes years to show its face. This is a blast of subatomic shrapnel so fierce it physically tears through the reinforced polymers of your spacesuit, through your skin, and straight into your cellular structure. Your DNA is being shredded like wet paper in a hurricane. When NASA sent the Galileo probe to study this system, they couldn't just build a normal spacecraft. They had to build heavily armored vaults out of thick titanium, just to keep the computer brains from melting into slag during brief flybys. But you are not a titanium vault. You are flesh, blood, and water. Your nervous system begins to violently misfire. Blinding, agonizing flashes of light erupt inside your eyeballs, as high-energy particles physically punch holes through your retinas. You are being microwaved on a subatomic level, your very genetic code unraveling in the freezing void. But it gets worse. Even if you were magically immune to the apocalyptic radiation, the environment itself is utterly incompatible with your continued existence. Europa possesses almost no atmosphere, meaning you are standing in a near-perfect vacuum. The temperature on the surface is a staggering 260 degrees below zero. It is a cold so absolute, so piercing, that it stops the very movement of atoms. The moisture in your eyes, the saliva in your mouth, and the blood in your veins are desperate to freeze. If the microscopic heaters in your suit fail for even a fraction of a millisecond, the heat is violently sucked from your body into the void. Your lungs would crystallize. Your tissues would harden into stone. Yet, simultaneously, the extreme vacuum of space is actively trying to boil the fluids inside you. You are caught in a horrifying tug-of-war between two extremes that would turn you into a frozen, swollen, perfectly preserved monument to human fragility in a matter of excruciating seconds. And this is where things change, because the ground you are standing on is a lie. You look out across the endless white plains and realize that the ice is not a solid crust resting on rock. It is a fragile, floating shell. Europa is locked in a brutal gravitational dance. Jupiter's immense gravity pulls on the moon from one side, while the other massive Galilean moons tug at it from the other. This constant, aggressive stretching and squeezing generates massive internal friction. The entire planet is flexing, breathing, and warping. Suddenly, the ice beneath you violently shudders. A deafening, apocalyptic crack rips through the silent vacuum. A vibration so powerful it rattles your teeth and threatens to snap your spine. The ice is breaking. Miles-long slabs of frozen crust are grinding against each other with the force of colliding continents. Before you can even attempt to run, the ground beneath your boots simply ceases to exist. A chasm, miles wide and terrifyingly deep, opens up with the force of 1,000 detonating bombs. You are thrown into the abyss. You are tumbling through the dark, bouncing off jagged blades of ice the size of skyscrapers, falling deeper and deeper into the throat of the moon. The pale light of the distant sun vanishes, swallowed by the collapsing ice above you. You smash through the final jagged layer of the crust and plunge into absolute, impenetrable blackness. The vacuum of space is instantly replaced by the crushing, suffocating embrace of a liquid nightmare. You have just fallen into Europa's hidden subsurface ocean. This is not like the oceans of Earth. This is a lightless, churning abyss that is up to 60 miles deep. It contains more than twice the amount of water found in every ocean, lake, and river on our entire home planet combined. The moment you hit the water, the temperature shock is absolute. But it is the pressure that sentences you to death. On Earth, the deepest trenches possess a pressure that can crumple military submarines like empty aluminum soda cans. Here, buried beneath miles of solid, shifting ice, the weight of the alien ocean above you is mathematically incomprehensible. Your spacesuit, designed to keep pressure inside against the vacuum of space, is entirely useless against the millions of tons of water pressing inward. You begin to feel the suit wrapping tightly around your skin like an iron vice. The reinforced glass of your visor groans, screaming under the strain, spiderwebbing with microscopic fractures as the dark ocean demands entry. The air in your lungs is physically squeezed out of you. You are being crushed by the weight of an entire alien world, suspended in a pitch-black void where up and down have lost all meaning. But that's not even the worst part. The true horror of Europa isn't the radiation, the vacuum, or even the crushing weight of the water. It is what is waiting for you at the bottom. If, by some cruel, impossible miracle, your body remained intact, you would continue to sink. You would drift down through miles of pitch-black, freezing water, utterly alone in the largest, darkest room in the solar system. Down here, the radiation of Jupiter cannot reach you. The vacuum of space cannot freeze you. The surface is a memory, but the deep holds its own unique primordial terrors. At the very bottom of this eternal ocean, the rocky seafloor is torn open by the exact same gravitational friction that cracked the ice above. Massive, violently active hydrothermal vents spew toxic, boiling chemical soup into the freezing water. It is an environment of absolute extremes, where scalding acidic heat meets freezing cold in the total absence of sunlight. It is a primordial cauldron, churning out thick, black clouds of sulfur, methane, and iron. And as you sink toward that chemical fire in the dark, the true, existential horror of your situation finally takes hold. On Earth, in environments exactly like this, in the deepest, blackest trenches of our oceans, life did not just survive, it thrived. But it is not beautiful life. It is monstrous, blind, alien life. You are sinking into a place where the rules of biology are warped by pressure and dark. If life exists down here, in this boiling, radioactive, lightless hell, it is not a gentle microbe. It is an apex entity of the abyss. It would be entirely blind, navigating by pressure waves and chemical trails, perfectly adapted to the crushing weight of the ocean. It would feed on sulfur and heat, a nightmare of evolutionary adaptation moving silently through the black water. You are a fragile, helpless invader, dangling on a string, sinking blindly into the feeding grounds of things we cannot even comprehend. The universe was never meant for us. We look up at the night sky and tell ourselves stories of exploration. We draw maps of the stars and send our fragile machines into the void, desperately hunting for a reflection of ourselves in the cold dark. We look at a beautiful, glowing moon of ice, and we imagine a new frontier, a sanctuary, a place to plant a flag and claim as our own. But the infinite does not care about our courage, our curiosity, or our desperate loneliness. Europa is a stunning, swirling masterpiece of orbital mechanics, but it is also a perfect execution chamber. It is a monument to the absolute hostility of the cosmos, a place where the elements act with a brutal, uncaring efficiency to erase anything that does not belong. It does not hate us. It does not want to destroy us. It simply exists on a scale so grand and terrifying that our survival is fundamentally incompatible with its presence. We are fragile, delicate creatures, clinging to a tiny, warm rock perfectly calibrated to keep our blood flowing and our lungs breathing. Beyond our thin blue atmosphere lies a dark, violent, and indifferent universe filled with environments that kill in fractions of a second. And the most terrifying among them are the ones that look like a beautiful, frozen sanctuary, spinning silently in the void, hiding monsters in the dark, and crushing everything that dares to break